Plus, there's another problem, one that could become a major political headache in Washington. In the first week of the war, strikes hit a school in the city of Minab. More than 150 schoolgirls were killed. The US initially said it was an Iranian strike. Trump himself said that. The Pentagon then said that they were investigating, and now reports suggest a preliminary inquiry has been done. And here's what it says. It was probably a US strike. That the US might have struck the school because they used old data that said that this was part of an Iranian naval base. The details are still being verified, but if confirmed, it could quickly turn into a propaganda win for Tehran. And right now, Trump has no answer for it.
As Commander-in-Chief, do you
for what?
For the strike on the school in Iran, a new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about it.
Civilian casualties in war are always controversial, but when the target is a school, the global reaction can change fast. And that is the danger of wars that start with big promises. They can often end with unclear results. Washington needs to answer one thing. If the war is already won, why does it still look like a war? And if the war is not over, then this is not a victory yet. This is just another chapter in a very expensive and uncertain conflict. Our next story is about a new question from this war. Iran has fired hundreds of missiles since the conflict began, but experts say something has changed. Some of these strikes appear to be more precise than before. Targets are being hit with greater accuracy. So what is making this difference? Experts believe the answer may be in space. They suspect Iran could be using China's satellite navigation system. It's called Beidou. It's China's alternative to America's GPS. Iran, of course, has not confirmed it, but if true, it could signal a major shift in how modern wars are fought. Here's a report.
Missiles have been flying across West Asia for days now. Cities have been struck. Air defenses have been tested. But something about Iran's attacks has caught the attention of military experts. The missiles appear more precise than before. Targets are being hit with greater accuracy than many anticipated. And that has prompted a question. Not just about how many missiles Iran has, but how they are being guided. Some experts believe the answer could lie thousands of kilometers above the Earth, in space. Specifically, in China's satellite navigation network known as Beidou. The Beidou navigation satellite system is China's alternative to the American Global Positioning System, or GPS. China formally launched the latest generation of the system in 2020. President Xi Jinping personally inaugurated it in Beijing. But the origins of the project go back decades. In 1996, during the Taiwan Strait crisis, China realized something worrying. If a conflict ever broke out with the United States, Washington could restrict Beijing's access to GPS. So Beijing began building its own satellite navigation system. Today, Beidou operates with reportedly around 45 satellites. That is more than the American GPS constellation. Like GPS, it works by sending signals from satellites orbiting the Earth. Those signals allow a receiver to calculate its exact position. Satellite guidance can significantly improve missile accuracy. It helps correct small navigation errors while a missile is in flight. That, some analysts argue, could explain the precision seen in Iran's recent strikes. Tehran itself has not confirmed using Beidou. Officials say the country does not rely on a single source of technology. But analysts say cooperation between Iran and China on satellite technology may go back years. The two countries deepened their strategic partnership in 2021. And researchers say Iran has gradually expanded the use of Chinese navigation systems. But at the same time, the war has placed Chinese military technology under broader scrutiny. Iran acquired China's HQ-9B air defense system in 2025 to strengthen its defenses after earlier strikes on its territory. Yet, the US and Israeli strikes were still able to hit targets inside Iran. That has raised serious doubts about the effectiveness of Chinese military technology in real combat. Still, the debate over Baidu highlights a bigger shift. Satellite navigation has become one of the most important tools in modern warfare. For years, that technology was dominated by American GPS. But systems like China's Baidu are now challenging that dominance. Whether Iran is actually using it remains unclear. But the speculation itself reveals something important. In modern war, the battle for precision may now be fought in space as much as on the battlefield.
Our final story tonight is about another conflict, the conflict between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Tensions have been flaring up along their border again. In recent days, heavy gunfire and artillery shelling have been reported across their border. The Taliban says at least 7 civilians have been killed this week. And what is Islamabad saying? As usual, they're denying targeting civilians. Now, to give you some context, the latest confrontation began just days before the West Asia war, but the tensions between the two sides show no sign of easing. Our next report has more.
Along the rugged mountains that divide Pakistan and Afghanistan, the guns have been firing again. For days now, artillery fire and mortar shells have echoed across villages along the frontier. And the violence is beginning to claim civilian lives. The latest incident happened early on Thursday. Taliban authorities say Pakistani artillery struck a village in eastern Afghanistan. 4 members of the same nomad family were killed. 3 other children were also injured. Officials in Kabul say at least 7 civilians have been killed in Afghanistan since Tuesday, as the cross-border clashes intensified. Pakistan says it does not target civilians. It insists its operations are aimed at militant threats. But Pakistan has a long record of such denials, even as civilian casualties mount. The current confrontation began late last month. In February, Pakistan carried out airstrikes inside Afghanistan. Islamabad said it was targeting the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, or TTP. The group has carried out a series of deadly attacks inside Pakistan. The Taliban government denies giving the group safe haven. Kabul says terrorism inside Pakistan is an internal issue. The crisis escalated rapidly. Kabul launched retaliatory attacks on Pakistan. Islamabad then declared what it called an open war against the Taliban authorities. More strikes followed, including attacks on Afghanistan's capital, Kabul. Both sides have since claimed heavy losses on the other, but many of those battlefield claims remain difficult to verify independently. Now, the fighting appears to be shifting. In recent days, no new Pakistani airstrikes have been reported, but the conflict has not ended. Clashes are still being reported across the long and volatile border. Have also been spotted overhead. As the fighting continues, diplomacy is slowly stepping in. China has reportedly begun mediating between the two sides. Pakistani officials say Beijing urged both countries to reduce hostilities. China's special envoy for Afghanistan has also been traveling between Kabul and Islamabad. Beijing says the priority is to stop the fighting from expanding and bring both sides back to talks. But previous attempts have failed. In October last year, Qatar and Turkey helped broker a ceasefire after deadly border clashes. That truce did not hold. Both sides soon accused each other of violating the agreement, and tensions gradually returned. The latest confrontation has also triggered a diplomatic exchange beyond the border. In typical Islamabad style, Pakistan accused India of supporting Afghanistan in attacks against it. New Delhi has firmly rejected the allegations on Thursday, calling it baseless, and called out Islamabad for deflecting from its own military failures. And those failures are plain to see. Pakistan launched these strikes with a clear objective. That objective remains unmet. The TTP is still standing. And for Islamabad, there is no clear way out.
That's it, folks. As you can see, there's more information here showing that China's helping, potentially helping navigate, some of the missiles towards their target by allowing, I guess, the Iranians to use their technology so that they can have more precise targeting. Again, not a good development. So hopefully we can de-escalate the situation. Thanks again for joining, and wish that you guys stay connected, like and subscribe, and weigh in on this topic. All right, talk to you soon.